So for this assignment, I'm going to be teaching a little bit about Excel, how it's beneficial for us. So I'm going to teach you some tips and tricks so that we can use Excel successfully in a business atmosphere as well as if we're a manager over some people. So I just found this data table. It's just random information. So with this data table, something that's interesting is all the information is just about the certain representatives and what they order. So then there's units, like the certain items that they order, and the total costs. So good little tip for something that we can use is something called conditional formatting. So if you guys haven't played around with this, I would invite you to play around with this. So you can adapt it to whatever situation you need. Something beneficial about it is I'm just curious about, I want to see who's ordering the most and spending the most money in this company, right? So I'll click on the entire row and then go to conditional formatting and then color scales. So color scales come in a couple different ways. You can either do green being the least and red being the highest, or vice versa. Red being the lowest, green being the highest. So red kind of sticks out to me in this situation, so I might as well do red being the most, so it can point out which rep is spending the most money. And as you can see in that situation, we can see there's a couple. That one right there, his name is Parent. That one's probably spending a good amount of money, as well as Jordan, which he's probably spending the most. So this next little tip and trick, it's actually really beneficial, especially if we have to present this information to somebody. So what we'll do is we'll first highlight all of this data that we have, right? All this information. What we'll first want to do is we'll want to go insert and turn this into a table, right? So you'll want to make sure that the table has headers, which are these top things, right? Push OK. Choose anywhere on this table, and then we'll go back up to insert, and then we'll swing over to here to slicers. And we'll just see. So for example, it's labeled all these columns and all that fun stuff, right? So we'll just go column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And once we do that, it'll pop up with all this. Of course, if you have the columns labeled, it might make it a little bit easier, but I'll move this over a little bit so we can see. So let's say, hey, we're looking for somebody with the binders. It'll cut all of those down. Right? And then we'll see who sells them and where it's located at. So the central with Andrew, let's see what he does. Binders and pencils, 28. It shows all that information. So instead of having to do a drop down and then have to choose information and to kind of choose the filters, we use this thing called slicers to make the job a little bit easier for us.